All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are getting ready to jump into game number 4.
Woo!
We're going to be on Whirlwind between Kane and Drunken Boy in a best-of-7 grand finale. Awesome.
The grandest of finales. Mr. MaximusBlack.
Yeah.
Hit me up with the final countdown.
It's the final countdown. Wow.
All right. That's good. That's good.
Thanks.
It's good. Needed more hair, though, to really make that work.
Yeah, if I had hair, I would definitely be head bopping and
could have thrown
with the
that
thunders
around.
and the thunder in the background.
Every time the drums are hit, it's like that thunder strike, the lightning strike.
Yes.
So good. Down here in the bottom left-hand position of Whirlwind, we're looking at the man who is in the lead, but who knows for how long. The pink Zerg Kane. And up here in the top left-hand position of Whirlwind, here we're looking at the blue Terran Drunken Boy.
Drunken Boy, he's so drunk. Kane doing the extractor trick there to get out these drones. An extra little drone as quickly as possible. The Overlord and now plopping its way out and floating all over the place. The little Ferrari Lord that moves so quick now. I can't believe that they're actually. I was one of those guys who's like, oh my god, why is Zerg getting another buff? Overlord's already scout too fast, but holy tits! Remember them before?
Really? Yeah,
how slow they were.
Look at it now.
Yeah, I mean,
it's slow.
It's still pretty slow.
And before it was slower.
Yeah, but I was definitely one of those guys.
You're on a map like this, which is enormous.
Yeah, it's a huge map.
By the time that initial Overlord crosses the map,
the game's over.
You're like 20 minutes into the game.
The game's over.
And the game's over.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess it was a good decision all around. I don't think it was too much of a burden for the rest of the races.
No, I don't think so.
In any way, shape, or form. Whoop. So here we go. Now, again, will Drunken Boy be the aggressor? It worked really well for him last time.
Well, he's getting fast gas here, so
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm thinking.
That's telling me he's going to be dropping down a factory pretty much right off the bat. He's probably going to open up the same thing again, a couple of Hellions, 4 of them, and going to try and see what kind of damage he can do. And especially last game, since those Hellbats did so much damage, maybe he's had a really big confidence boost on that unit. Maybe he's going to try the same thing again. I mean, he was in such a phenomenal position behind the mineral line.
That was great.
I mean, you couldn't ask for a better... and especially Kane had the units to deal with that easily.
Yeah.
But the positioning was so strong that
you can't do anything
couldn't
about
do anything about it.
And that's the scary thing, I guess, for Zerg against a Terran. When you have Hellbats like that out on the field and they've been dropped, maybe you shouldn't be putting your tech behind your mineral line because it immediately creates a choke that if they do drop to kill off any drones, they're also in range of your tech, and they're in a choke point that you're not about to kill them in, unless you have ranged units like roaches. So definitely a great game and great move there by Drunken Boy. We'll wait and see just how aggressive and in what ways he plans on being. He is patrolling the bottom half of his base there, making sure nothing too ridiculous is about to happen, although I don't know what could possibly happen at that point. This is just a Marine waiting for the Overlord to hop on over. The Overlord is moving up now. He's going to see that tower. The SCV will get attacked and moved out of there. Going to make the switch. So I like... I liked how Kane was handling that in the last game. It did come down to some unfortunate, the placement of the Spire ultimately killed him because he had to save the tech to win, but he couldn't also kill anything in order to save the Spire. And so, but beyond that, I liked how Kane took that. He defended the rest of it incredibly well, and if he had defended that one, he won the game immediately, almost without question. He had his third up. He was droned to heck. He was way ahead in everything else, and it would have been a very quick game. Not to say Drunken Boy didn't do well, but it was just Kane was just prepared for that, and up to that point was playing almost flawlessly.
Yeah. So like I said earlier, we're going to see some Hellions. In fact, we're going to see a few more than I thought initially. We're going to see 6 of them be out very soon, and then we have another factory in production with another reactor. So he's going to be pumping out some serious Hellions, or he may be going Hellbats again. We'll see. Maybe even a couple of Widow Mines, or a combination of all 3.
Any of them would work well.
Yeah.
In the right circumstances. Any of those.
Hellions right now are going to be a bit of a trouble for him simply because the Spinecrawler is up to 2 queens and now the Roachworn as well. I mean, once roaches get out,
forget about it.
Your Hellbats and your your Hellions
It's
are
not
gonna
about to
really do a
accomplish
whole lot.
anything.
Yeah.
Down goes one immediately, and Drunken Boy is going to have to go home and rethink his follow-up strategy there. He does have his second base now down. It is being constructed as we speak, and another barracks is going to come out. So I'm not seeing immediately. He's building 2 more Hellions right out of the gate here. So I'm not seeing him move away from that. He's got a couple of Widow Mines as well. So maybe he is thinking some Hellbats or just Hellions backed up with some Widow Mines. He's got a much larger number of Hellions here. But again, once the Roaches are out on the field, it's going to be difficult for any number of Hellions to do too much damage in there if he's also got the Spine Crawlers in good position.
Yeah, I think what he's going to try and do here is just kind of keep Zerg at bay and try and keep him away from getting a third. He's probably going to strategically put out some Widow Mines out in front here. And he's got Hellions as well for if the Zerg decides to run out. He's got a Hellion right here. So I think what he's trying to do right now is bait him. He's going to go, okay, you've got a bunch of speed links, come after this Hellion. The Hellion will go... die, and then these guys are gonna and here we go, just as I said it, he's gonna chase that Hellion, and there is call me now for your free tarot card reading.
Tarot card reading. So good.
So good.
Oh,
there's the choke again behind the freaking structure. And all those lings go down. The drones are being toasted. The Hellions are going up into the main. There's only a queen here to get rid of this, and this is serious damage.
And his attention is elsewhere right now. He hasn't been moving anything. He's going to clean them up here, but wow.
11 drones gone.
That was a good trade there for Drunken Boy.
32 SCVs and cut them down to 36 drones. Not too bad, but still the Zerg is in the lead with the drones, but I mean, he doesn't have a third out. And 2 base Zerg versus 2 base Terran. My money's going to be on the Terran.
Yeah, at the very least, he slowed the drone production down of Kane there, forced to build up some Zerglings and stuff to help defend against that rush. Now it does have Kane down here with some Zerglings. Does he have the Banelings nest up?
Pardon me?
Does he have a Banelings nest up?
Oh, yes, he does.
He does.
Yeah,
all right, so he's probably thinking of maybe using this. He's got some lings up for scouting. He might be thinking of rolling in. There's a heck of a lot of Widow Mines at the front of Drunken Boy's base.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's an actual minefield.
Yeah.
Like, it's straight up.
No, that's a scary place.
Now, if he has Ling Speed and Baneling Speed, he can get through at least the front 4-ish of those without getting attacked. The back ones will probably still hit, but they're fast enough that you can get through most of those, most of that field. They're not spread out enough to really allow for. No, he doesn't
I don't think
really
there's going to be any lings that are going to try to run past this. I mean, even with speed, he's got to go through this, which will be up. And there's a bunch of Hellions there,
just
too.
hypothetically speaking.
Yeah, I mean, hypothetically.
It can happen.
You can run past mines.
Watching that last MOG, it was the downfall of the Terran, thinking that the Widow Mines, or relying on the Widow Mines to do the majority of the damage, and the Speedlings and Banelings were just too fast for them, and got outside of that range before the mines even went off. And then, like we saw before, sometimes when they're delayed so long, they end up doing more damage to the Terran. Now, this is a big pick here for Drunken Boy if he can get rid of them, but he does not.
Nope. But still, he's going to be able to kite off these Banelings and Lings. Oh!
Or not.
Whoa, that was extremely close, managing to get out by the skin of his teeth. And the Hellions are just going to have to back up, but that was well played there from Drunken Boy, getting rid of the majority of those Banelings. And now the Hellions picking off a few Lings, and he's going to drive off into the forest.
Sunset.
Yeah, into the whirlwind.
The wild yonder. Wow, they actually managed to kill a Hellion there.
Very nice.
Those two. Hey, when 2 Zerglings get rid of a Hellion,
that's a win.
Never complain. That's a big win.
That's a win.
Very nice getting rid of focusing the Banelings down. That's a good move there. He is building up more and more. He really likes his mech. Specifically, he really likes Hellions and Hellbats.
Yeah, heck. Mech is really, really good against Zerg, just in general. I mean, it's just so good. Thors are coming out, and obviously Thors just own roaches. They take serious damage from, they can soak up a lot of damage from Banelings. Obviously not so hot against Lings, but the thing is he's going to have Hellbats and Hellions in the mix. Look at this unit composition.
This is a scary composition.
Dude, this is horrible.
This is a terrifying composition.
Like the Evil Dead scary.
Now, yes. Now, if the Zerg had map control here, he would see these mines moving down. That'd give him a lot more here. He does have his creep fairly far out into the map, which is going to give him some vision, but at the end of the day, he's not going to be able to prepare for this right away. He is going to see it starting now. They are going to get awfully close to the edge of the creek. He can't make his way into the base on either side right now without being detected quite a long way ahead of time. He's going to get as far down as he can here. Kane's going to have to be really aware of his positioning.
Yeah.
And come out of this alive.
I don't even think he can position in any way, shape, or form against this army. I think he's just going to have to back off and then just start building a bunch of units. I don't know. There's just no.
Well, not this. This force is not about to win.
No.
No.
Ain't nobody got time for that force.
That force isn't even going to lose. That's how badly it's going to lose. It's going to be a new word that doesn't exist yet.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. We actually see them go down.
He's got
real
high
quick.
ground vision now, which is good. He's got a couple of overseers there, so he can see those Widow Mines. Hopefully, he can maybe get a couple of Widow Mines to help destroy the army of Drunken Boy. And those SCVs actually repairing that Widow Mine.
Because why not?
Because they can.
Because they can. Now, he's got to be careful with that Thor.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to get him trapped in the corner there. He's playing with fire. I know he has the tanks there, but he's got to be careful. He doesn't get flanked on the other side. The Roaches tanking most of that tank damage for the glass cannons of the Hydra in the back, but it's still too much. He's going to be careful and back up here. However, he has gotten rid of a lot of the mines. He's gotten rid of a lot of the upfront damage there in the Hellbats, but look at this nice tank placement.
Oh, he needs to repair. There was no repair going on in that Thor. That was a huge mistake for Drunken Boy. He really, really needed that Thor in the play here. And this is starting to look like a fairly decent best case scenario for Kane. Although he is going to lose this third, you would think that, you know, this would have been long over that army that Drunken Boy had. I mean, I got to hand it to Kane. He did a pretty good job there with the high ground on holding off that for as long as humanly possible. But like we said, how do you beat an army like that at this stage in the game when you really only had a handful of Roaches and Hydra at the start of that battle?
There's not a whole lot you can do. He had the positioning, and that's the best you could have done with the positioning and the units he had. There wasn't a whole lot else he could do. He's doing a good job continuing to get rid of these Widow Mines.
I mean, that's, you know, hats off.
Which is paramount at this point, because he needs to be able to get out with something that's fast enough, maybe, to get rid of the tanks. Zerglings against his tanks is ideal right now. He's not about to run up on them with Roaches. No. That's for sure.
No.
But he can't do that with the Widow Mines out on the field. They're too dangerous. That's a huge tank count, and that is actually really scary. He doesn't even have to siege all of these tanks at this point if he didn't want to. He could siege some and then just use the rest to push the remainder of the units back. But it looks like Kane is just going to go around and maybe try for a counter and move the Terran back off now that he's lost that third.
I don't know if he's going to go and counter, but if he's just trying to get him to unsiege and then go in from behind, which is what he's...
That would be equally as awesome.
Yeah, which is what he's trying to do. But once again, he's sieged up, and it's just not going to work out. All these tanks are on the high ground. This is just bad news bears for Kane. He had the right idea if the tanks were unsieged, but everything just gets destroyed.
Flying everywhere.
No.
Carcasses all over the ground.
I think we're going to see a GG here very soon.
Drunken Boy is painting the town red, and you can take that any way you want, ladies and gentlemen, as he takes Game 3.
Yep.
No, Game 4.
Game 4. So
it is now 2-2. We're moving into the true final countdown scenario.
Well, yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there, because it is a best of 7.
It is best, yep. We got 2 more games. We're extending this sucker.
Yeah.
She's going for the long haul.
She's going the distance.
She's going the distance.
Sour about not being able to watch Game of Thrones on time. So sour.
No, I think we're good.
Okay.
There's still hope.
There's hope.
There's still hope.
Oh, man. I want to see Lannisters die.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Particularly that little bastard king. I can't stand him.
I know. He's bad.